Hey, what's going on, good people? Armand Owens here once again with another episode of the Daily Unsung Leader. And continuing on with the series, I guess, talking about biases that directly affect our leadership. I wanted to talk a little bit about confirmation bias. Confirmation bias occurs from the direct influence of on beliefs. Like we believe, people are more prone to believe what they want, to believe. Right. So if you have a inherent belief that all left-handed people are not mechanically inclined for whatever ridiculous reason, and then in the course of your leadership, in the course of your job, you encounter a left-handed person that has messed up something mechanically. You draw those parallels as a means of correlation in your mind because that's something that you want to be true. This is really dangerous for us as leaders, in the vein of feedback, because if I subscribe to all of my beliefs are truth, then I close off any other perspective, that would lend me, to seek an understanding down another route that would lead me to gain answers, to gain viewpoints, from another perspective. And I become a leader that is not actually a leader, but merely just someone that happens to be in charge, because as a leader, it is important that you facilitate an environment where everybody else can also become leaders, right? So you can now you can I've learned this, I've seen this. It's not necessarily the best way, optimal way, or even slightly desired way, but as a leader you can always be right. Right, you can always be right. But one of the things that I am a huge fan of, and I'm going to always be a huge fan of, is the collective brilliance of the team. Because currently in the place that I work, I have about 50 to 60 CPOs that work directly with me, and you take the collection of experience the entire mess has, and we're talking 1400 years worth of naval experience versus my 23 years. And I would be completely asinine to believe that I have a better perspective than that collective. So it's important that we don't get so locked in to what we believe about a certain thing that we completely cut everybody off. And when you do that, it has long reaching consequences, because if you cut somebody off first time, they may take it as okay, all right. But if you don't take people's feedback, or don't even honor what they're saying, it may be wrong, but at least honor it, right? You're going to have a problem in the future where it's just going to be you. You're going to be out on the island by yourself, and the team that you think has your back actually is just like, hey, no, you got it. You got it, bro. You can figure it out. But it's important to acknowledge that we all suffer, from confirmation bias. We all suffer from these biases because they're unconscious. So it takes an intentional person, to recognize that, hey, I do succumb, to this matter. So I need to make sure that I properly take account for that. And you can hear my daughter in the background not honoring her father, shooting a video. This is the dangers of shooting videos outside. But it was a nice night, so I decided to come out here and do the video out here. Meanwhile, they're playing and riding their bikes, in the neighborhood. But yeah, so I'll be talking about biases for the better part of the week. And if you got any questions about those, you want me to go more in depth, into a specific bias, please let me know. But just be aware that they're definitely unconscious, and You have to be guarded against it. One of the questions that I ask myself is that are my beliefs based in the most up-to-date truth, or is it something that I'm just comfortable with? Is it something that I've just seen before, and I'm just scared to challenge myself to step outside this box? Because you'll be amazed, when you allow people to step outside the box and come with some unorthodox ideas, that end up revolutionizing what your performance is and what you have to produce. So give that opportunity to the people that you lead, to step up to the plate and and ultimately be leaders, because the job of a leader is to create leaders. The job of a leader is to create leaders. If you're only creating followers, you might not be a leader. So check your resume. Check your resume. If you're not creating leaders, you may not be a leader yourself. All right. But something to think about. Confirmation bias. So, like I said, if you got any questions, got any feedback, share, let me know what you think. Put it down in the comments. But once again, it's always lovely talking to you. I'm Son Leader out. Peace.